Tommy Dreamer responds to Dark Side of the Ring. Plus, a WWE star was at the Impact tapings. And a WWE legend has made their in-ring return. Find out who in the wrestling news in a little bit. Lots of conversation after the plane ride from hell episode of the Dark Side of the Ring aired just the other day. We've had several news videos talking about Ric Flair's reaction to it, some of the backlash for Ric Flair and for Tommy Dreamer, who had some relatively unsavory comments to make of his own during that episode, in which it kind of came across like some pretty naff behaviour. Was a bit boys will be boys. That was kind of the vibe that we get from Dreamer. It's
really tough, isn't it? Again, it's just wrestlers of another era, I think. Kind of maybe stuck in the past a little bit out of touch. But it seems as though Tommy Dreamer has responded to this.
Interestingly, like I've been a wrestling fan for a long time, and I remember the plane ride from hell thing like being reported in magazines after it happened, and the emphasis was very much put on like the fight between Kurt Hennig and Brock Lesnar that broke out.
Push him out the plane.
And there was conversations about like Ric Flair walking around in just his robe, and it was kind of laughed off in a lot of magazines. And then some of the stories that we've heard from the plane ride from hell episode realised actually this probably wasn't something we should have laughed off. Tommy Dreamer's comments drew a lot of attention. He got suspended indefinitely from Impact Wrestling as a result of some of the things he said during the show. Dreamer has broken his silence with a statement on Twitter saying, regarding my comments made on Dark Side of the Ring, it was never my intention to offend, hurt or victim shame anyone. I understand my comments were insensitive and could trigger emotions in someone's own personal past. I do not condone sexual misconduct of any kind. I apologise to anyone I offended. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. So that went on to his Twitter over the weekend. And I don't know whether, nothing from Impact Wrestling. I imagine that we probably won't see much of Tommy Dreamer for a while, if at all, for Impact Wrestling going forward. But yeah, as you say, it's wrestlers of a different time, and it's bringing up a lot of trauma for this episode. Bringing up a lot of trauma, and we're hearing a lot of stuff. You can watch previous news videos to see sort of reaction from Ric Flair and others from this episode as well. And as we get more, you'll get more at Cultaholic.com as well. Staying with Impact, Fightful Select reporting from the Impact Wrestling tapings that there's a few new faces.
Ooh, Tommy, yes, indeed. So, formerly known as Ari Sterling, Alex Zane is going to be part of the Impact programming going forward, as he was part of the recent block of tapings. So, Zane debuted for WWE as part of 205 Live in May, but then was released by the company after a few months as part of a bout of mass releases. And this is an amazing fit.
This is a great
fit for Impact, an amazing get. He's just like so high impact all the time. I just love him. I think he's been on a roll as well. I think he won a match at GCW recently.
Yeah, that was his return match. It was weird. He did a farewell GCW back in May when he joined WWE and had his welcome back just the other week. So I've really felt for him when he got hired to this big money deal, part of 205 Live, and barely getting his feet under the table and he's away. But as he's not going to go with that work. I genuinely think if he hasn't signed already, then I think he will be on the cusp of signing.
Without a doubt,
Wrestling.
I really think so too.
Also at the tapings, by the way, if you want to spin on about 90 seconds from this, you can miss some of the taping names. Also at the tapings, Christopher Daniels, former X Division champion, current star of AEW. Masha Slamovich was there. She was a recent guest on Desert Island Graps. She was part of NWA Empower. Russian Dynamite offered an Impact contract immediately after her match, which is amazing. I'm delighted for her. Jamie Senegal, who was part of NWA Empower as well. Excellent talent is Jamie Senegal. Jay Clemens, former referee for NXT, was there as well.
Yay!
There was some talk of Killer Kelly being a part of the tapings as well, and it looks as if she's very close to signing a deal with Impact Wrestling. Fightful Select saying there's a few issues that need to be taken care of before any more headway can be made there. After a brief run in NXT UK, I think Killer Kelly's a hot prospect. She's already announced to be part of Bloodsport 7.
Yeah.
So she'll be busy in America, but it looks like she might be close to signing with Impact Wrestling.
Exciting.
Right, we'll do no more spoilers for the tapings, but we will talk a bit about Bound for Glory now. So it was at the end of Victory Road, which was this weekend, Christian Cage defending the Impact title against Ace Austin. I love the way they're using Christian Cage right now.
Yes,
This is exactly what Cage needs to do.
I agree. Let's just get over good talent, Tom. Let's get over good talent, and it just feels nice for Christian to be back on Impact TNA. It just feels good, doesn't it? It feels like a homecoming.
And I think with so many other people currently on the AEW roster, so much going on there, like Christian could easily have fallen victim of being lost in the shuffle again. When really he's on a brand where he can work with some younger talent and bring them up. We've seen him defending against Ace Austin over the weekend, and a big challenger for Bound for Glory has been announced. So at the end of Victory Road, the X Division champion Josh Alexander exercised Option C.
Oh.
That's right, that Option C, which is mute sound but keep sound effects on, and, which I believe was from the Streets of Rage main menu. I might have made that up. Or Option C is where the D-pad is the A buttons instead.
Oh no.
Option C in this case is to forfeit the X Division Championship in favour of his shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. So our main event for Bound for Glory in Las Vegas on October 23rd will be Christian Cage versus Josh Alexander.
It's just going to be a full-on wrestling match, isn't it?
It's going to be a cracker. And again, like, this is Christian Cage working with some high-quality young talent.
Absolutely agree.
Part of Impact Wrestling. No other matches announced for Bound for Glory, but this is the big show of the year for Impact Wrestling. So no doubt there's going to be a lot of stuff in the tapings that you'll be seeing very soon that will build a big card out of Las Vegas. They really go for it when they go to Vegas to Impact Wrestling. I'm happy to see. And finally, a WWE legend returned to the ring over the weekend. Who are we talking about, Andrew? Show us who we're talking about using your body. Do an impression of them.
Everyone's just going to be like, look at this skinny idiot. I just do.
Can you Photoshop big muscles there?
And then you got to do a...
There you go. Keep that pose.
Yeah.
Who's editing this?
Owen will be
Owen, can you put big muscles?
I'm sorry, Owen.
And there. Oh, look at him. That's what powerful boy. Hey,
wow.
You're lucky you are, Joanne. Look at that. We are, of course. What a lucky lady. We're talking about Scott Steiner.
We are, indeed, yeah.
So Steiner's back.
He is, yeah. So returning to the ring this past Saturday night after 10 months away to face Jerry the King Lawler at Lawler's Wrestling Reunion event.
What a strange match that is.
It's a very odd. I watched the match as well. It's on YouTube now. You can go and watch it. A lot of test of strength. A lot of stamping on feet.
You suggested they do a lot of stalling and crowd pandering.
Just a little bit.
No.
But we see who do we see there? We see
Jimmy Hart is in Lawler's corner, like the old
is.
Memphis days.
And do you know what? If they're having fun, I'm all for it. If they are having fun, I am all for it.
You described Jerry Lawler versus Scott Steiner as two kids kicking a ball against a wall
It kind of
the
feels
council
like
estate.
that. I'm not gonna lie.
They're having fun.
Like
let them go play.
Go on, kids. You go play.
Come in for a glass of squash in a bit, you little rapscallions. Steiner's kept wrestling to a minimum since an awful incident at the Impact tapings. He collapsed backstage and got rushed to hospital. He was fine, nothing to worry about there. But I think Steiner is a machine, but he's had numerous health issues over the years. He nearly died going back about 10 years or so. Nearly died on a tour abroad, and they had to have emergency surgery to kickstart his heart again. He's a beast, and so he's keeping it to a minimum. Just as you say, it was just good to see Scott Steiner doing his thing.
It was.
Watch the match on the YouTubes right now. It's a fun little knockabout between Jerry Lawler and Scott Steiner. If you're a big fan of a lot of tests of strength and crowd pandering, that's wrestling of a certain vintage for you. Of a certain vintage. Would you like your very own episode of Straight to Hell? Sam Driver did an episode with Ross that you can catch, that we did over the weekend. You can catch that right now at youtube.com/Cultaholic. Probably where you're watching this video right now. If you'd like to start in yours, you've done one as well, haven't you, Andrew?
I have, yeah.
What did you send Straight to Hell?
I sent Bryce Rensburg straight up, which is mean. I know, everyone is going to have a go at me now. It's because he's got a nicer, balder head head than me, so I had to send him down there.
Got a gorgeous head.
He does have a lovely head.
But if you'd like to be in your own episode of Straight to Hell, hosted by Ross, or maybe your own episode of Desert Island Graps, find out how at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And check out Sam's episode from over the weekend as well to see what it's all about. Let's do our sign off again, then we're going to have a little lie down. Keys, keys.
Love you, bye.